Nguva yakwata yatsvuka. Dzasvika 12 o'clock. Mwene wemunda wosvika panzvimbo. The supervisor is there. Rangarirai musoro wenyaya. Sandimi megaba. You are not the only one exclusive. But there was a point of controversy. The generation of the Abraham's seed and blood. Inomira final confrontation with the owner of the vineyard. What? Varume. We are the first. The pioneers, the custodians. From the books of labor. We are politically justified. Taweka 11 hours. Personal respo. But Kongo ya vangu za 5. Vakashanda kwa 1 period. 1 hour. Mukavabambaro wakafanana nisi. Saka chirudzi, but denga rinoshandisa kingdom mates. The law of grace. God doesn't see the duration of the period. God scanned the cause which caused the cause. It is not righteousness by works, but righteousness by faith. Genesis chapter 6. Noah was saved by righteousness by faith. But the faith produced the works. The hammer and the chisel were the works. But as far as the true faith of Noah. Mwarati betsera. Saka nguva yadaro. Vakomana vanomira. Vopopota. The spirit of memory. Vaiti kuna Romans chapter 3 verse 2. We are the custodians of the oracles of God. Tisutaka deposit kwa on our shoulders. Varumeva. Vanamafikizolo. We have the history of testimony, massive baptisms, the growth of the movement, organizational machinery. Takatekenya chikepe kwa nguva. Seiko na mafikizolo of anananes. But God is not a mere man. God is not a mere man. Sakatola kuziva chakakonzeresa. Matthew chapter 20 verse 16 ngati iverenge inoti. Zvaizvozvo vokupedzesera vachava vokutanga. Novokutanga vachava vokupedzesera. Why muridzi wemunda akashandisa this analogy? Sei vekutanga vakava vekupedzesera. Panodaidzwa the 11th hour laborers. Zuva rakanga rodoka. But ndima yebasa yakanga ichigere. Saka munda akati, I can't trust the laborers. Zuva rodoka. Let me hire the final movement. So that munda upere. Saka anovadaidza. Chakaita kuti basa ripere from 5 to 6. To Dr. Sakarete varumava day. God hires the unexpected. The worthless vessels. Cold at crisis. Because sunset was coming. But varumava vakatakura Romans chapter 9 verse 28. Basa ra Mwari chaitwa nekukasika nekukurumidza. To hasten the second coming. That is the uncommon vessels that shall come. They will finish the work with zeal. What was the reason for 11th hour laborers? The 4 core movements. They worked but with a divided heart. Basa rina kufamba lacked total commitment. But they were men of broken hearts with the apostolic zeal. No strife for supremacy. One heart in mission. No competition. But jealous for God's honor. No selfish ambitions. But they wanted to harness the finishing of the work. They were men of self-abnegation. He must increase. And we must decrease. Not for our honor, but for the master. These were not novice or lazy men. chakanonotsa basa chiniko. Less men and prayerless men. The prayerless leaders are like spiritual undertakers, which bury dead churches with dead sermons into the spiritual graves. Saka, God doesn't call men of independent spirit. God calls men who are dependent to the Spirit. And 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 27. But God had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God had chosen the weak things of the world to confound which are mighty. Kunevarume vaibosta in the movement. Takabva pasi pemuti. Tikawana stand. We are the pioneers of this movement. But Mwarakataiwa, I have other jewels that are in darkness. The stars havaonekwi mambakwedza. Vanoonekwa kana rima roputira. Nguva yokukwata. Saka vanosimuka vouya. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 20. Hence, no flesh should glory in his presence. Mwari atibetsere. Saka vauya. Zvinonzi mwene wemba anodaidza vekare the first laborers. Obva vati oidinari. Obva avati go away. Yet they were meeting with the labor agreement. But kingdom mates, kuponeswa dinari no mira salvation. It's not by works. It's not about the amount of duration, but it was by God's grace. We don't deserve. Saka seiva kanzi endai munozorora. We are living at the cliff of the edges of time. Tirikurarama manguva enguva dzakaipa. Nguva yakuda kwana rima rosvika roputira nyika. The crisis is coming. Saka Mwari anotarisa malaborers oti go and rest vakomana. Zvaireveiko Daniel ava mutana anonzi enda unozorora ugomukira mugove wako. Nyasha dzamwari, his fairness of his ways. God laid them to rest, the early laborers. Zororai, but nas, hami enjoy dinari, you shall be the last. Muchari enjoy a resurrection. Patinoenda, kunotsvakwa dzinodhonza ngoro. There is a crisis coming. Saka, the first were the 11th hour laborers. In the closing of time. That's why Zvakazarwa 14 verse 3 achiti, these are the first fruits presented before the Father. Mbeu ichaibva mazuva ekupedzesera. To finish the work. Vachapedzesa in the 1 hour period from 5 to 6. Verenga Zvakazarwa 17 verse 12. We shall fight with the beast and its image for 1 hour. In that same time period, Mwari kudaiwa, vanama vakabva nechechikare. You cannot withstand the storm. Zororai mukafamba nzendo iyi. Munofa vakomana. Munoparara. You can't withstand the crisis. Say my veterans, my jewels, 11th hour across. They will cross the shaking period. They will finish the mission of evangelism. Mwari atibetsere. Vatitungamirire. Saka parable inotidzidzise vana vaMwari. Not this out chero takatanga basa irikare. We should be happy with the others who can join. It's not the spirit of competition. Sandi mimekaba. Kuna wachauya. We mostly preach about exclusivism. But God is a universal God. Mwari atibetsere. Ngatibvise mindset ya Jonah. Na ivo Mwari unovada mbasa rake. Ndikaendeverenga munyora anoti. The parable teaches that they will receive neither more nor less than others. For the citizens of the kingdom are equal. Hatiponeswi na mabasa, kunyangwe mabasa akakosha. We are equal at the foot of the cross. We are saved by grace and grace alone. It was by grace, not about works. That's why vakanomira vachiti. Taripa zvikomo zviya takaita zvakati. But Mwari vanoti aiwa vakomana. It is not about works. It is I who looks with the generosity. Nemoyo wakapfava tipedzise basa. Mwari atibetsere patava kupedza basa. Munyori wa Romans chapter 3 verse 39 anoti, is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also. He is the God of Israel and the non-Israel. Because vangerat evangelium she ichaparidzwa kundudzi dzose kuguma kosvika. Mwari atibetsere. Chatinonotsa mubasa iyi chichada kuti Mwari vahaye the uncommon vessels. The common is because tanonoka kupedza basa. Tichipedza nyaya iyi, Israel yakakombwa mazuva Elisha. Powerful army generals were in the camp, were in Jerusalem. But God used the 4 uncommon lepers, and they finished the work with mighty sound, shook the Assyrians. They ran away, opened the gates of Jerusalem, and they were saved. God will use humble vessels and instruments to finish the work. Ichokwadi wakaita basa guru, but basa rawakaita handiro rinokuponesa, siya muchinjikwa utore nzvimbo yawo. Mwari vatibetsere. Kune vamwe vari kunzwa shoko iri, Mwari, take heart to be one of the laborers. Come and join the movement. Tibatane mubasa raMwari. Tisapanane mazita kuti ava ndana mafikizolo. Ava ndo vakabva nayo nebwo. Mwari atibetsere. By grace, Sandimime Gaba, we are all equal at the foot of the cross.